Hello everyone, Chocolo Roberto here, but not for another review. This time for another episode of Sweet Nothings, episode 3. Where are all the new chocolates? So you're probably thinking, well, you've seen new chocolates in the past, past few months or few weeks or few days, and you're probably right, but are they new? And that's my thing really, because I've just noticed that all in the past year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years, there's hardly been any actually new chocolates. They've always been, special Kit Kat chunkies with, raspberry in there or something, or a special limited edition of this or limited edition of that. They're never actually new chocolates, and I was just thinking how disappointing it was. That we're just not getting anything new anymore. Nothing exciting. It always takes on existing chocolate bars, and it's just what's going on really. I mean, I remember back 10, 20, however many 30 years ago, I'm sure there was lots more chocolates out there and lots of different types. It just seems that it's just really consolidated itself at the moment. It's just really gone so much smaller. A lot of chocolate bars have gone. We've seen the demise of like the timeout bars recently. We've also seen. Well, I've seen a couple of them come back because of fan demand of social media, like the Whispers and things. But even they disappeared, didn't they? If you remember, the Fuse went. There's a few others I can't quite recall what they are. The Vice Versas went. And they've been come back with. Well, they're an example that have had some kind of comeback. So I'll come back to those in a bit. What else? A few others have just gradually disappeared. There's more from way back when. There was a Time Out Chunky as well, and there's been the Spiras, the Secret Bar. I think I mentioned Fuse before, didn't I? Lots of others, and I think I've done a video actually. I'll probably put it in one of these, which probably is Sweet Nothings episode 0 really. Chocolates they should bring back, and they've all just disappeared, and there's lots more besides that. Obviously some of them I think because there's nostalgia there, they do end up being brought back, but they're not new bars even then. They're just old bars that have just come back because people like them. But as I say, I'm not really getting anything new anymore, and it's really disappointing. There's just nothing exciting. It's all the same bars, just repackaged with a limited edition. Mars or Mars with dark chocolate or something, or as I say, dairy milk with what really? I don't even know if there's been any limited edition ones. Not recently anyway. I can't think of any. So it's just all, really disappointing, and I just miss the different. Because it's just, they're all the same, aren't they? That's the problem. So you've got all these bars. I remember. The Secret Bar, it was weird. It's very hard to describe. It was like a nest of chocolate with like a fluffy centre, and that was really nice. That disappeared, and as I say, the Time Out was a lovely bar. Wafer and Cadbury's dairy milk in the middle. It tasted like dairy milk anyway. That was very nice, and that's gone as well. And I just find that they're not being replaced with anything new really. As I say, I keep seeing new sort of limited edition Kit Kat chunkies coming out, and they're all nice. Some of them not unpleasant at all, but they're just not anything new, and they're all limited edition generally. So they don't stay that long. And others like Galaxy, they're just Galaxy bars with different fillings, like salted caramel or cookie, or different flavoured caramels that they do. Well, you do a caramel one anyway, so they're just doing it as a different flavour. What else? Just all the same things really. And I just wonder if I just don't know why they're doing that really anymore. I don't know why they're not doing anything new, and it's very disappointing. Half of the reviews I make are just limited edition versions of Kit Kats or something like that, and they're all, and I don't really, lots of the things I review tend to not be new as such. I don't think, just existing ones that I'm just getting round to. I guess the exception, I did mention that the Cadbury's, the Nestle Vice Versas, Nestle. He did recently do a new sort of version, a new take on that, which are kind of like counters with basically the Vice Versa, a bit like Minstrels, Galaxy Minstrels, where they had a hard sugar shell and a solid chocolate on the middle and on the inside, like in UFO shaped. But the flavours were vice versa basically. So you had one with white chocolate on the outside and milk chocolate on the inside, and one with like milk chocolate on the outside, shell, that coloured shell anyway, sugar shell. So it wasn't really milk chocolate, but that colour. And then the opposite chocolate on the inside, so white chocolate in that case. And they were great, they were really nice. They was really nice, and but they got rid of them, and then they brought them out with this other stuff. I can't remember what it's called now. mix-ups, I think they were called, and they just weren't very nice at all. They just didn't really work, and they weren't that great. I've reviewed them. The reviews probably appeared in one of the corners. Yeah. And they also brought up the one thing they did do that was new, which they did release the Wowsums a year or two back, in an attempt to have a product with lower sugar, 30% less sugar, because I think there was some kind of law that came in the UK or the EU at least, one or the other, where chocolate bars had to have less sugar. I think, anyway, something along those lines. And that was their attempt at it. And basically they've discontinued them now. There was a news report a month or three ago about them cancelling it because no one bought it. And I mean, and I can't say I blame them really, it's because if you're going to buy chocolates, you're not buying it to have something that's maybe not that nice or not that good a taste of chocolate. You want a full fat chocolate, don't you? Because otherwise you may as well have a carrot or something, there's, what I mean? It's either have it or you don't. There's no, okay, maybe the odd person might think, well, I really just want to have, just have one piece of chocolate. You can't really have it both ways, unfortunately, when it comes to unhealthy stuff. A low-fat hamburger. You know what I mean? I guess you have a vegetarian hamburger, and they are generally quite nice, those, but they tend to be different again, don't they? The flavour of cheese or something in, and other things, bean burgers. I don't know. So it's a bit of a different example, but with chocolate, you can taste the difference really when it's not quite it's a lower fat version or whatever. So obviously that's discontinued, and that was the only new bar I can think of in the past 5 or so years. I can't think of any other new bars really. I say lots of bars disappearing and the whole range being consolidated into just a lot fewer products. And it just means very disappointing. And I can't think of. It doesn't seem to be disappearing really either. We just get. Cadbury's, I've just reviewed a Cadbury White with Oreo. The Cadbury White, I guess, is perhaps a new bar. But again, it's just them really reissuing the Dream Bar that they had a few years ago, So, some people say it's not as nice. I can't remember, unfortunately, the taste of the Dream that well, because I've never been a bit more white chocolate fan now, but I was never really a white chocolate fan when the Dream was around. So I never really bought it. But even then, it's just, it's a white chocolate bar. It's not, even if it was completely new, it's still white chocolate, isn't it? It's not a groundbreaking revelation in the world of chocolate, is it? And again, I guess there was the Ruby chocolate Kit Kat that came out, but again, it's just a Kit Kat with different chocolate. It's not really anything new. It's not a new bar. It's just Kit Kat. It's the same Kit Kat, just different chocolate on top, and I don't think that really counts. So I just can't. I think there's a few years ago. I think it must have been. I assume it was just before Cadbury's was bought by Mondelez, or before Mondelez put the foot down and really stopped Cadbury doing anything. But they released loads of different types of bars. This was when I think the last time I can remember, and they weren't really new bars. They were just takes on Dairy Milk really. So Dairy Milk with different centres. But I guess you could say they were new. They were new enough. There's ones with pretzels in. There's ones with banana flavoured chocolate, which is one of the things I say you never really see banana flavoured chocolate. You have orange chocolate, but never banana for some reason. In some cases, but not many. They did all sorts. This I think this Toffee Crisp Crunch or something it was called. I can't remember what it's called now. It's Golden Crunch Choc or something. I don't know. It was gorgeous though. It was really nice, and I guess it was a new bar really. You just didn't. They're always packaged as Dairy Milk Sensations or something like that. Whatever they were called. Marvelous Creations I think. So they were kind of never really branded as a new bar. And then again, so it isn't really new stuff even then, you know what I mean? They're just still Dairy Milk with just different things in. There's no new texture of chocolate, there's no new type of filling, there's no, I don't know, just new bar, you know what I mean? It's just not happening, we're just not getting anything new. Let's take, say, a Boost bar, for instance. It's quite distinct, it's got that sort of like chocolate with caramel in it and then that weird filling, you know what I mean? That's quite a distinct bar. If you just change that to have, rather than caramel, salted caramel, it's still the same bar, you know what I mean? And there's no new bar that has such a unique description as that's coming out. So, I don't know, something with, I can't even think now, what it could be. I don't even know, you know what I mean? That's the point really, I can't describe to you because it's a new bar. And I just find it very strange that nothing like this is coming out anymore, and I don't really know I don't really know if it's ever going to change really, because we just seem to have like Mondelez, who own a lot of different chocolate companies now. Particularly Cadbury's in the UK, but they own quite a lot of Milka as well. It's a bit more prominent in mainland Europe, and they just tend to have the same things. Just have like dime flavoured centres or Oreo flavoured centres, and the same ones each time really. Let's say there's some quite, Ritter Sport do quite a lot of different varieties, but again, there's still just a block of chocolate with different centres in that. I don't think you can really call them different types, anything new. Just new centres really, new additions. I guess it's quite hard to think of a new bar, and it's quite a big risk. It's easier just to rebrand a Kit Kat or something with special salted caramel edition or something like that. It's just easier really, and perhaps for most people you do kind of give them that sort of new bar, and then there's not really much risk, and after a couple of months, if people like it or don't like it, you stop it and do something else, and that's probably the way we're always going to get it now, I think. I just really don't see anything new. I think we had the dark milk bars not too long ago, Cadbury's dark milk or whatever, and there was a few others, but again, I don't really count that as being a new bar, and I think it was just a rebrand of a Milka product anyway in the UK. But it's just a block of chocolate, you know what I mean? It's nothing new. It's not, there's no new textures, new consistencies, new ingredients, I don't know. I'm really struggling to think of anything. And as I say, if you went back, 10, 20, 30 years, at the secret bars, the Fuse bars, I trying to remember the Spiras, things like, I guess Spira is really just chocolate anyway, but it was the texture that was nice in that one. It was really different. There's a few others I can't quite even recall now that temporarily left my mind really. But as I say, go watch one of these videos. I think I've already put it in one of the corners, so it's probably already there. But by this time, I can't remember what they were now. There's a few others. This like truffly scented one. There's the Flight bar, which was a bit like the old style Milky Ways with this sort of the chocolate centre, fluffy centre. There was so many more. There's so many more. And unfortunately, the Wonka bar with the purple chocolate, was one I always wanted to see. Even the white chocolate crunch seems to be disappearing. So as I say, I never see any new bars anymore. It's just always just limited edition versions, and I think it's a real shame really, and I just don't think it's going to change. I think these days, the chocolate section is owned by 1 or 2 or 3 companies, and I think they all have distinct brands, and I think they just tend to stick to them. I don't think they have any incentive to make anything new. And when they are new, they just sort of takes on existing things really. Maybe you could say I don't even think they do this anymore, but the Cadbury's, what's it called? It's like the cream egg bar they did. I can't remember what it's called now, but again, it was just really just cream egg in a bar, and I think they continued on in the Heroes range in that selection, but I think they've even stopped that now, so I don't know. It's a shame. There's one shop I'm trying to think what it was called, and it was I'm sure it's like a Nestle one, and can't remember what it is. But again, we've got Kit Kat Senses, coming out, things like these Aero Blisses, but they're not really new bars. They're just sort of takes on the existing things, and not really that nice, and just sort of the weird, not really bars. Are just sort of like sort of posh chocolates or whatever, aren't they? You know what I mean? They're not really they're more like a chocolate selection, not a chocolate bar. So again, I don't know. I think it's really really disappointing. And as I say, anything that is news current, it's really just ones that used to be around in the old days that they've just just brought out again because people miss them. In a sort of breakfast bar, well, not breakfast bar, but the lunchbox bar, like the trios they brought back. And so I don't know. I'm just trying to think. I mean, let me know if you know of any truly new bars. But as I say, I think most of them are just sort of either just plain chocolates or just sort of limited editions of existing ones really. So but let me know what you think. But as I say, I'm trying to think. I can't, if they might have missed 1 or 2 maybe. I doubt it. I think that sounds too much. I might have missed 1 maybe, but I don't know. I can't think of anything new. I think maybe just all the companies are putting the money into healthy bars, maybe, vegan bars or something like that. Maybe that's where the innovation's going. I don't know, but I'm not seeing really any of them either. Just other than non-chocolate type bars that labeled as health bars or something. But Yeah, I don't know, very disappointing really. Yeah, so let me know what you think. Yeah, let me know if you're impressed with it or if you prefer limited edition versions. Maybe that's your cup of tea. Maybe you prefer just to have limited editions of new bars and you'd like to see more of them. You know, I mean, I do admit the Mars Dark, where it was a dark chocolate Mars bar with like a vanilla nougat centre. That was really nice, and I really like that actually. So I do like a good limited edition. You know, I'm not against them, but I would like to see new bars as well. Just new innovation really. And we just don't see that anymore. Maybe it's just too risky these days. What with kids, the companies not being able to market things at kids anymore. You know, like they used to. Maybe it's just too risky to put money into a new bar and release it. And, you know, when people probably just it's like plain crisps. You know, that sorts ready salted crisps are the most popular flavour. You know, people go for that one. So there's all these crazy flavours you can get, but people tend to just go for ready salted. It's in the UK anyway, you know, and maybe that's the case with chocolate. You know, people you do all these new ones, people buy them for a couple of weeks, but then you just go back to dairy milk or whatever, and just normal ones because it's just something they're familiar with and it's straightforward. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's our fault. But I don't know. You know, let me know what you think anyway. But I just really wish there'd be something new would come out. But again, something new probably would come out and it wouldn't be very good, and then we'd not buy it. And then everyone would think, then all the companies would think, well, we produced something new, no one bought it, you know. But then, you know, if you release something that's not very good, you know, like the Wowsums, then that's going to happen, isn't it? So, yeah, there we go. Anyway, rant over, I guess. Let me know what you think about it, as I say, and let me know if you've seen anything new, and what constitutes new to you. Maybe a limited edition bar is what you think of as new, or just a block of chocolate, you know, maybe with slightly different flavours in or whatever. Maybe that is what you did class as new, and maybe it is new, you know, as I say, because, you know, who's to say it isn't really. But I think I'm thinking more of textures, new flavours, new ways of providing the same tastes, you know, rather than just, you know, a block of chocolate with raisins in it, you know what I mean? And if that came out now, I don't think I would say that's a new bar, a Nestle raisin or something, Choco raisins, and it's just a block of chocolate, or even a Milky Bar raisins in it. You know what I mean? I don't think I'd really class that as new. I mean, it is new, but I think it's just, it's just a Milky Bar with raisins in it. It's not really new. That's not what I think of anyway. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed that latest edition of Sweet Nothings. Yeah, let me know what you think, of course. Leave a comment or free. It's always great to hear from you, and this is what these ones are about, really. I'd like to hear back from what your opinions are and whether you agree with me or not. Maybe I've got it all wrong. Maybe you've seen millions of new bars and I've just missed them all. Who knows? Let's say I guess we have had, you know, the Nestle Smarties buttons, the Malteser buttons. You know, but are those new again? You know, I'm not so sure either. I'm not so sure. But yeah, let me know what you think. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a lovely day. Take care. Follow me to subscribe to my videos. Leave a comment, as I say, and all the other things. Patreon as well if you can. And I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. See you later. Bye. See ya.